What if I told you that there's a secret power you already have, right now, that can completely change every single conversation for the rest of your life? Well, today we're going to unlock it.
You know, we've all been taught that power is loud, right? That you have to speak up, dominate the conversation, defend your ground. But what if that's all a lie? What if the most powerful, the most dangerous person in any room is actually the one who says nothing at all? Just think about it for a second. That constant urge to explain yourself, to justify what you're doing, that's not strength. It's a total illusion. You're not really defending your position. You're kind of just asking the world for permission to exist.
Okay, let's really dive into this because this one sentence is the whole key. See, the person who has truly mastered their own mind doesn't need to shout. Their power isn't in what they say, it's in what they strategically choose not to say.
So how does this actually work? I mean, how does saying nothing make you powerful? It all comes down to a really cool concept called the psychological mirror. Let's be honest, most people are absolutely terrified of silence. They walk around wearing this social mask, this persona, right? And they fill every empty space with noise and small talk. But why? Because it keeps them from having to sit alone with their own thoughts, with their own insecurities.
And what's so fascinating here is the contrast. On one side, you have the herd mentality. It's all about reacting on emotion, filling the silence to feel safe, looking for validation. But the sovereign mind, the truly intelligent mind, it uses that silence. It's not being weird or antisocial, it's entering this deeper state of thinking, connecting ideas and observing the entire situation with cold logic, while everyone else is just, well, reacting.
And this is where the magic happens. When you choose to stay silent in a tense moment, you're not being passive, not at all. You are actively holding up a psychological mirror to the other person. Seriously, picture it. Without you fighting back, the other person is suddenly all alone with their own words just echoing back at them. They start to hear how they really sound. They start to confront their own logic, and it feels exposed, insecure. Their brain senses judgment, and that carefully built persona starts to crack. They begin to panic. And just like that, your silence becomes an invisible weapon.
All right, now let's talk about the most potent, most powerful use for this entire technique, completely disarming a manipulator. Here is the secret you have to understand. A manipulator feeds on your reaction. They are like emotional vampires. The moment you get angry or defensive or upset, you're giving them exactly what they want. You're letting them know they have control. You're letting them win.
So what do you give them? A big, fat zero. Nothing. Nada. By offering absolutely no emotional reaction, you deny them that little dopamine hit of conflict they so desperately crave. You are literally starving them of their power source. And trust me, it drives them absolutely bonkers.
And this quote from Carl Jung just nails what happens next. That irritation they start to feel, it's not really about you. It's a reflection of their own weaknesses. By staying quiet, you force them to look in that mirror and confront the very insecurities they were trying to pin on you.
This is what it means to find your sovereign center. You cut the puppet strings. You stop being their emotional plaything. The entire center of gravity in the conversation just shifts right back to you. You're no longer reacting. You're observing. You are now in control.
So this all sounds pretty amazing in theory, right? But how in the world do you actually do it, especially in the heat of the moment? Well, it takes a really profound internal shift.
Just look at this breakdown. Your ego is screaming at you, isn't it? It demands that you justify, defend, explain. But sovereign silence is the act of mastering that impulse. You don't defend, you endure. You don't explain, you simply observe. This is a total redefinition of strength. See, real strength isn't about winning some verbal sparring match. It's about winning the war inside your own head. It's about having the internal fortitude to stand in that firestorm your ego is creating and coming out the other side, completely unshaken.
And the benefits of this? Oh, they are huge. When you stop justifying your existence, you become unpredictable. You totally deactivate the little games people play to try and control you. You reclaim all this vital energy you were wasting on pointless arguments. And maybe most important of all, you finally realize you don't need anyone's permission to be you.
Okay, look, if this is resonating with you, if you're feeling this, it's because you're ready for a change. So let's stop just talking about it. This next part isn't just information, this is your declaration.
You're tired of it, aren't you?
So tired of being the person that others push just to get a reaction. Tired of being treated like an emotional emergency button? That all ends today.
This is the ultimate truth you need to internalize. No one else gets to build the house that is your mind. No one else decides how you feel or how you react. You are the sole architect of your internal world. It is time to claim that power.
So I'm asking you, right now, are you ready to stop bending to what the herd expects of you? Are you ready to reclaim your full power and stop living as just a tiny fragment of the person you were always meant to be?
If your answer is yes, then let this be your new mantra. This is a commitment to yourself. It's a promise that you will no longer play games that drain your soul. You will choose the sovereign silence that commands respect, not because you're weak, but because you are finally, truly in control.